everybody. Welcome to Behind the Scenes on this very white day in Cleveland, Ohio, with lots of snow that is still a little untainted. So it's kind of pretty. But, by the end of the week, it will be muddy and yucky. I hope you're somewhere warm. I'm not jealous at all if you are. Okay, so our topic today, first of all, today is National Compliment Day. I mean, it's just really fascinating that like we can make every day something special. And in some ways it puts attention to something that you might not otherwise have, you might have lost it for a moment. So we're hoping today that if you're listening, you think to yourself, whose day can I make with some special compliment? So we talk about raising teenagers. So we wanted to put this in the framework of parenting and being a mom. And I really struggled to come up with I can do the other direction. I'm really good at complimenting my teens. I do that a lot. Hi, Dwayne. I do that a lot. But the compliments coming to me are not as generous, I would say. I know that my girls, who are much more glam than I am, like it's hard to picture that I actually birthed them, they compliment me when I don't wear black because I wear black. And once in a moment where they were I think it was my birthday, it was one of those go around the table and say something nice about mom. I did get 5 compliments, and I got one that especially stuck with me because I was surprised, where one of my kids said, "I'm really proud of you for starting your teen." So that was like a really big deal. And it was at a time where I was feeling like I was taking away a lot of time from parenting teens, which is what we encourage people to give more time to in order to do your teen, which seemed like at odds. So I was particularly happy to see that even when it maybe takes away from parenting, it was good modeling. It was one of my daughters. So I particularly loved that that they got to witness that. And then I'm very free with my compliments to them because I think they're so cool and amazing. It's just easy. It's less easy for them. They don't think I'm cool. I am now going to pass this on to Kamira.
Good morning. I was obsessing on what our sons have complimented me on and what other people have complimented me on. And then I remembered the high parenting bar that my parents set. And it came to me when each parent separately, for no good reason, told me I'm a good mother. And I was just like, okay, I can do this. If they think I'm doing an okay job, then I have to be doing an okay job. So I think that will always be the best compliment I've received. Although I love my boys and they do say some good stuff every so often. I'm going to move it over to Mindy.
Thank you, Kamira. Good morning.
And Kamira, you can say more than one thing. We don't mind hearing what your boys say to you. You don't have to be like you're not shaming me at all because nobody does it for me.
Hi, Melissa. Well, I will say this. Hi, Melissa. I will say this. We have, as the people on the panel know, but the audience doesn't, I have 1 biological son and 4 adopted sons. And there's nothing like the moment a child claims you, because when you adopt them is not necessarily when that happens. And that is the best compliment, whether it's verbal or emotional. When a child claims you is wonderful. Okay, now Mindy.
Thanks, Kamira. I also struggled with this. Not so much that I can't think of them, but I feel like bragging or something. It makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. But so I tried to think, for me, compliments for my kids are when they want to come home. Plus, I have all boys, so I'm going to go with that too. Boys aren't. Maybe Kamira can jump in with me. They're not the most complimentary. They don't talk a lot, but to me, the compliments are when they come home, when they want to come home, when they bring their friends home, when they want to do things with you. Hey guys, we're going out to dinner. Anybody want? Oh yeah, I'll go. Or home for holidays or during the summer vacation. So to me, that's a compliment. But I will say, and it's kind of funny, the one thing that kept coming back to me this morning, as I too obsessed about this, was we've tried to raise our kids with character. Like, character is really important. It's at the top of everything. And for those of you who on the team and have maybe tuned in before, sports is major in my family. My 3 boys and husband are practically obsessed with it. And they're always even going, Mom, who's your favorite team? Who's your favorite player? And I would always base it on the character of the players. Are they a good person? Are they, do they speak politely when they're interviewed, or do they not get in trouble? And they have grown up with me repeating that over and over. And these days I'll get texts from them if some athlete gets in trouble or something happens of like, oh, Mom, they're off your team, or oh, Mom, you're not rooting for these guys, or the coaches does something, some coach swiped at a player the other day or something. Oh, you're big. So to me, that's a compliment in that they heard me. I don't know if they'll follow. I don't know if I don't know everything they do, but I just thought, okay, they get it. They get at least to me that and their dad, that character is important. So I'm going to take that and the fact that my boys all want to be home so far for vacations and holidays as a compliment. And with that, I will pass it down to Dee. Take it away.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. Okay, so like Mindy, I have all boys and compliments are unheard of. And so I have to compliment myself. And so what I do when I do something that I know is worthy of a compliment, I say to them, best mom ever. And they just look like, whatever, lady. And that's where I get it. I just enjoy it. And I relish in that moment. Best mom ever. And I just, get all animated with me and they roll their eyes and walk away.
I love it. Yep.
I would say probably the source of most of my compliments. My husband is very complimentary, and I appreciate that. And my mom friends, the moms in my different circles, they are good about that. I think they don't receive them often from their children, and so they don't mind sharing them with other moms. So that's it for me. I am going to pass it to Melissa.
So I also have been stressing about this because we compliment each other a lot all the time. It's just a part of how we are as a family, and we also make sure to compliment people that we know are struggling or having a hard time, just for a little boost. But I think the biggest compliment for me is when my kids give me a hug without me having to ask for it. That's like, I think that's the most important thing to me. And yeah, I don't know what else to put in here. I just love me my hugs. Who hasn't gone yet? Jess, have you gone yet? Sharon?
Me and Sharon, I think, are the only ones left.
Oh, okay, Jess first.
I'll go first. So, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I do, as an objective fact, I have the best parents in the world. And if they're watching, I'm sorry, everybody. I know, working at a parenting magazine, I'm not allowed to say that, but I love them very much, and I don't think I realized that they were, the best parents in the world until college. And I like to rag on my parents, especially my dad, just all fun, hazing each other. But I have the most vivid, like, flashbulb memory of my first Mother's Day in college. And just, some of it's just like, missing my mom, but also, meeting more people and meeting people with very contentious relationships with their parents, and just seeing people struggling, especially like on Mother's Day or, on Father's Day. Didn't see as much in college because that's during the summer, but I just remember calling my mom up on that first Mother's Day, like tears on my face, being like, I don't think I've ever said it enough, but I love you so much. And I'm glad that you're my mom. So I don't know. I mean, if you're not getting all the compliments in the world yet, maybe they'll figure it out at college. But I'm gonna pass it on to Sharon.
That is so sweet and something to hope for in the future, right? We were talking about all different kinds of compliments to our kids, compliments about us as parents. And one of the things I was thinking about was compliments to my kids from other people. the best compliments are always from somebody I know or their teacher or somebody when I wasn't there, and they said, I saw your kid do this kind thing in this whatever situation it was. And, it's just a nice thing. First of all, that's the most important, that they're good people and that they're doing the right thing, but also to know that they're out there in the world doing the right thing without me nagging them, because, the nagging has to stop. The parenting changes. They go out and do their own thing. So just those little hints that maybe someday they'll be able to do those things on their own, and that they are good people, and they're becoming good people, but they already are good people. And in terms of parenting compliments, this is so strange. I don't remember how this came up in my house, but my kids were saying something about me being patient. And I really, that meant a lot to me, because one of the big surprises of parenthood, I thought, was that I wasn't as patient as I thought it would be. I really thought before I had kids, I was going to be so, I don't know, I was just going to take it all in stride. Nothing was going to stress me out. I wasn't going to get really mad at my kids because, they're just kids. And I was always surprised how impatient I would get, or how, how it's so relentless, parenthood. It never stops. So there are, of course, are those moments when we lose their patience. And sometimes it feels like we're losing our patience all the time. But I still feel like I lose my patience for sure. But maybe I've made some progress. I've really tried not to be as emotionally reactive and to just be the calm parent. And I'm still trying. And maybe it's starting to work just in time for my kids to grow up and leave, right? I'm going to send it back to you, Sue.
Okay, but that's the memory they're going to take with them. So there you go, Sharon. This is the
whether it's true or not.
No, but it's better timing than turning the other way, like being a patient with little kids and then impatient with teenagers, because that's really rough. Okay, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Ejippy. You could let me know also if I'm saying it correctly, but I just want to share her comment, and it is not showing.
No, it's showing.
Okay. The biggest compliment for me is when my 15 and 11-year-old daughters want to hang out with me. It makes me feel like a cool mom, like they actually like me. Yay. Yay. So I think that the verbal compliments are maybe generationally down, and not the reverse. Maybe my mother-in-law will tell me I'm such a good mom, and that means so much. But my kids, I think that's all they know. Like they know me. I'm not saying they only know a good mom. They know me. So they don't really look around and say oh, you're the best. It's kind of like the life they grew up with. So maybe I love how you all came up with other ways of looking at compliments rather than the verbal, very explicit compliment. There's so many other ways to see that. I'm going to share Christina's. Hi, Christina. We're glad to see you here today. And Christina says, last night I complimented my 15-year-old son that he really made my day in 2 ways that day, when he gave me a hug and said, thank you, Mom, when I did something for him. Oh, look at you, Christina. That's amazing. That's fantastic. Well,
what's so great about that is that it's positive reinforcement too.
And I think to add on to Christina's comment, I think thank yous, I thought of that too. Thank you is a compliment. When our kids say thank you, or thanks, Mom, or that to me is a compliment. So I'm right with you, Christina. I'll take that. I'll take a thank you any day.
Okay. We feel the love from our kids. We maybe don't get it the way we thought we'd get it. And, I think the interesting thing is, especially Sharon's comment, we don't know how they're taking it. We don't know the things that they're going to tell their therapist that meant nothing to us. Absolutely nothing. I made my daughter climb a mountain one time. I mean, we were all hiking, and she was going to be digging her feet literally into the ground and not move. And so I really, really pushed. And when I got to the top of the mountain, I was like, aren't you so glad? She was like, no, I hate you. And I thought, well, that's done. We did it. That's done. But no, that is a big thing that comes up in therapy for her, that I made her do that. I thought it was nothing. She thought it was a big deal. And the reverse is true. When we think we're not behaving nicely or as well as we had imagined or dreamt, and our kids say something otherwise. So we've got to keep being true to ourselves. And I hope today is filled with compliments, either to you or from you, and everybody Have a great week.